Hi everyone, good evening. It's good to have you here. Our webinar is supposed to start by 8 o'clock. We have like 3 minutes to go, so let's wait for other people to join, then we can get started. Thank you. But if you're just joining now, please, we're going to make this class very interactive. So you can you have to make due use of the chat box. So you can put in the chat box, introduce yourself, let me know what issues or what problem you're having with your blood sugar level, because I know that that's one of the reasons, or that's the major reason why you are here. So please make do of the chat box and introduce yourself. We have few seconds to go. Hi everyone, good evening. My name is OKORO ADAKU and I'll be your coach tonight. While we wait for others to join, please kindly make use of the chat box. Introduce yourself. Hi, Awosu Siade. Good evening. Okay. You're type 1 diabetic. How long have you been diabetic? How old are you? Let me know. So let me see if I can quickly attend to you before while we wait for others to join. So how long have you been diabetic? What's your age? Your current age? Okay. You're 27 years. Okay, you were 27 years when you had the diabetes and you're 42 years now. Okay. If I may ask, why at age 27? Is most likely you're having type 2 than type 1. So why were you diagnosed of type 1 diabetes? Was a C-peptide test done? Hi, Oris Oti. It's good to have you here. Welcome. Good evening. So please, let's make use of the chat box while we wait for others to join. You know, there are some people that like coming late to meetings, and I really want this meeting to be very impactful, and I wouldn't want to do all that with few audience. So let's wait for others to join. At least let's increase our number. Hi, Martins. Good evening. Good evening, Chidima. Okay, so Ade Awosusi, you said you went to FMC when you were 27. Okay, so how were you diagnosed? How are you diagnosed? And what medication are you currently using? Just give me some details that I can work with. All right, while we're waiting for, I can see that our numbers are increasing. We have more people coming in. I'll keep sending notifications to serve as a reminder so that others can join. So while others are coming in, please introduce yourself in the comment section. This is going to be an interactive class. I want to carry everybody along, okay, so that we can enjoy and get maximum benefits from this meeting tonight. So you can introduce yourself in the comment section. If you have any major challenge or something that is bothering you, because I know that that's the reason why you're here. You want to learn, you want to get help. So please, you can make use of the chat section. You have the opportunity now, because once I get started, then we might not have this chance anymore. Okay, so you're Mr. 7030. Hi, Olabisi. Okay, you've not answered my question, Awosusi. I was asking, how come you were diagnosed of type 1 at the age of 27? Was a peptide test conducted? Did they do any tests that made them to say you have type 1? Okay. Anyway, I can't really say, because I've actually seen cases like this where some people would actually think they are type 1 and they are actually not, but it's all good. Whether you have type 1 diabetes or you have type 2 diabetes, irrespective of the kind of diabetes you have, what you're going to learn tonight is going to be very, very impactful, and it's going to help you change your blood sugar history. Okay, so you're going to start getting good numbers, better numbers, starting from tonight, if you implement everything that I'm going to be teaching you in this class for free. All right, Lamore Olabisi, you said you had type 2 at age 10 after being tested, at age 60 after being tested. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to teach you so many things that you can use to help, yourself get better and heal from diabetes. Okay. Okay, so enough of the introduction for now. Let's quickly get started. I want to share my screen with you. So if you can see my screen, please kindly say yes in the comment section. Okay, so if you can see my screen, please say yes. Please, if you can see my screen, say yes in the comment section. Sorry, in the chat box. Say yes, so that I am sure that I'm carrying everyone along, okay? All right, thank you, Abigail, for the response. So let's go ahead. Okay, so welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody, to tonight's webinar. The topic for tonight's webinar is this. You're going to actually learn to discover the one big mistake that is keeping your blood sugar level unstable and how to fix it. So before I go ahead, I want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who are actually meeting me for the very first time. So my name is OKORO ADAKU. I am the CEO of Addys Diabetes Health Store, a diabetes wellness company. I am a cell biologist, a geneticist, I am a nutritionist, and I am also a diabetes reversal expert. In fact, as a matter of fact, I tell everybody who come across my way that if you know that you want to manage diabetes, I am not your go-to person. But if you know that you are tired of diabetes and that you want to reverse diabetes, you don't want to have diabetes again, then you can come to me and then we can discuss further. So, in this free masterclass, I call it a masterclass because I'm not just going to tell you gibberish. I'm going to be teaching you real life real life scenarios, real life examples. I'm going to be teaching you things that are practical, not things that you go to YouTube and Google to go and start searching for. Because people who know me very well know that if I tell you anything, what I'm telling you is something that I have practicalized, I have experimented. As a matter of fact, I don't even visit YouTube or Google to search for information. Everything I'm going to be teaching you here and everything I'll be showing you here are real life practical experiments that have worked for people, that is working for people, and that will also work for you. So now here's what to expect. You're going to expect to learn the number one mistake that is keeping your blood sugar high and how you can fix it. You're going to learn the practical science-backed strategies that would help you stabilize your blood sugar level naturally. You are also going to be getting an exclusive gift from me for those who are going to stay till the end of this webinar. So if I were you, I wouldn't want to miss this gift though. I would stay till the end of the. All right, so now I'm going to make you a promise. And my promise is this. What I'm going to be teaching you here, like I said, is not just going to be another generic health talk. It's something that would leave you with real actionable steps that can help you totally transform your health. Now, I want to quickly show you some real results from real people, real human beings who have implemented, practicalized, and used these simple strategies that I'm going to be teaching you tonight, and they have seen improvements in their blood sugar. See, you can see this glucometer images. You can see the results, the kind of results my students, my clients are getting. Isn't this awesome? I believe that every one of you tonight will want to get this same kind of results. And I want to give you an assurance with 100% guarantee that by the time I am done with you tonight, this result will become your own kind of testimony. All right, I know that a lot of you will be wondering, you'll be like, oh, wow, really? Because I know we have a lot of doubting Thomases. A lot of people are out there, they don't really believe that these things are true. Is it possible for somebody to actually get this kind of good, beautiful, fine results? Well, I know you have questions. Just relax. After the end of this class, we're going to give rooms for questions, and I'm going to answer every one of your questions. So now let's discuss. Please get ready to learn. In fact, as a matter of fact, get your writing materials, get your notepads, and start getting ready to take notes, because we have a lot to share, a whole lot. So please get your writing materials, turn off everything around you that can because right now we are getting set for business. We don't need any form of distraction. So I know that you're going to get a lot of goodies here, and it will not be fair for only you to get all these goodies when you might have friends, loved ones, family members that will need the same information. So in the chat box here, I am sharing with you all the link to this meeting, this live webinar. Please just copy it and start sharing to your loved ones. Make it snappy so that you won't come back and miss out on some of the things we're going to be discussing here. All right, so now get ready to learn. The first thing you're going to learn is the hidden reason why your blood sugar keeps spiking. You need to understand that the only thing that can make your sugar level spike when you eat the wrong kinds of foods or you drink the wrong kinds of drinks. So in other words, you need to understand that what you eat and what you drink are factors, are the reasons why your sugar level will either go up or come down or just maintain a neutral level. So you need to learn the right food you should be eating and drinking, because these are the reasons why your sugar level keeps going up and down. So I'm going to be teaching you that. You're going to be learning that here. Then you're also going to learn what doctors don't tell you about reversing diabetes naturally. In fact, as a matter of fact, a lot of doctors do not believe that you can actually reverse diabetes naturally. They always believe that as long as you have diabetes, you must take diabetic drugs. You must live on diabetic drugs for the rest of your life. You know, a lot of people don't, a lot of doctors don't believe, but this time around, we are seeing doctors who are now believing, most especially the doctors who are doctors to my own clients. A lot of them will call me and they will say things like, someone gave me your contact. I'm a doctor from so hospital in the US, from so hospital in UK, that they got my number from their patients who told them that I was one who managed them. Some of them even joined my programs because they want to learn from me, my strategies that I have used to help these people. And to be honest with you, it's not magic. It's just the same thing I'm going to still share all tonight. So you don't need to depend on drugs if you have diabetes for the rest of your life. That's one good news I have to share with you. There are strategies and other things you can implement that will help you even lower your medication or even get rid of these medications permanently. Then you're also going to be learning from me a breakthrough approach to stabilizing blood sugar fast. So now I have real life transformation story, and I'll stop sharing this screen. I want to share. I have a review bank, as a matter of fact. Please just excuse me. Let me share my transformation story so you guys can just see videos of other people who have joined our program. Okay. So first thing first, let me welcome to the Addys Diabetes Reversal Program, where we embark on a transformational journey to help you reverse diabetes with food. Living with diabetes can be challenging, but here we believe that with the right guidance and support, you have the ability to reverse diabetes. I am OKORO ADAKU, a diabetes nutritionist, and your guide throughout this program. So, are you ready to take charge of your health and bid diabetes farewell? Join us in this life-changing program. All right, so I'm going to quickly share this link to this review bank. Please, I don't want to get you distracted and I don't want to divert your attention, but I really need you to get your notepad and save this link. Let me put it in the chat box. Save this link somewhere so that after this webinar, you go and watch this, you go through this page and you're going to watch. We have a lot of reviews. You see, in Addys Diabetes Health Store, we have some clients that are very kind, that don't mind giving you reviews, video reviews. But some of these people, because of they don't want to be stigmatized, they requested that we blur their faces. Whereas there are some people that don't mind, show my face, I don't care. So if you go through this page, you will see and watch different reviews from different people. Because of time,
What's my
and I will not be able to
I've been suffering diabetes for
videos for you to watch immediately.
Good afternoon,
But
everyone.
I'm telling you this is because I need you to understand that this thing is possible. Like there are people who have experienced reversing diabetes. So if people have reversed diabetes, then you can do that as well. Okay, so let me stop sharing this and let's go back to where we stopped. All right, so now there is a mistake that a lot of diabetics make, and we need to actually address this and fix this. You see, there's what we call the human cell, and as you know, our body is made up of cells, millions of cells. We have cells in our brain, cells in our eyes, cells in our body. And you know, the cell is the basic unit of life, which means for you to be alive, it's because your body is made up of numerous cells. For you to be healthy, it's because your body is made up of numerous healthy cells. So if you are sick, it means the cells in your body at that point in time are sick cells. So your cell is your life, as in it's you. Okay, it's a basic unit of life. Now, many diabetic people only focus on short-term blood sugar control using medications. They think that when they avoid sugar, or maybe when they are taking diabetic insulin injections, they are okay. But they don't understand that there's a root cause of the problem they have. Most especially type 2 diabetic patients, unlike type 1 diabetic patients who have what we call a pancreatic issue, whereby the pancreas, the beta cells, which are the cells responsible for making the pancreas produce insulin, are almost all gone or virtually gone. So they cannot produce, the pancreas is not functioning, and so therefore their body is not able to produce insulin. They have to depend on artificial insulin. So that's different. But coming to type 2 diabetes, which is the most common kind of diabetes, the root cause of the diabetes a lot of people who have type 2 are having is what we call insulin resistance. And I'm going to explain what insulin resistance is. Now, you need to understand that when your body cells covered up with fats, that is to say that the cells are not able to open properly to take in glucose into the cells. Because normally, imagine when you eat, just like this young guy here is eating burger and chips, for example. Imagine when you eat anything you eat, the moment the food goes into your mouth, the glucose in that meal would come straight into your blood. Now, when this glucose comes straight into your blood, the job of the pancreas is to release insulin. Insulin works like a messenger. The job of insulin is to carry that glucose from the blood where it is into the cells. Now, for some people who are not diabetic, the cells will just open wide. When the insulin pushes the glucose into the cell will close back again and it will be fine. But for somebody who has diabetes, there's already a metabolic disorder. So the fats are already covering up the cells because there is insulin resistance. So therefore, the cells, because of so much coverings around it, it won't be able to open up well enough for glucose to come in. So in your blood, you will find insulin there. In your blood, you will find excess glucose. So this is the cause of diabetes for most people. Now, how do we fix this? How do we solve this problem? What we simply need to do is to avoid you having excess glucose stored in your blood at every given point in time. You automatically need to cut down on carbohydrates. Like you need to reduce the portion of the carbohydrates you are eating. Just like this guy that is eating burger and chips here. Do you know the quantity of glucose that will come out from this junk that he's having? And when this glucose comes into the blood, if the person is having insulin resistance, the cells cannot open to allow the glucose coming. The glucose will now remain in the blood. So at that point in time, when this guy here goes to check his blood sugar, what happens? He will see that it is high. So in other words, if you want to reverse insulin resistance, there are two things you need to do. First thing first, reduce the quantity of glucose you are allowing to come into your body. Secondly, we need to start implementing some strategies to reverse, to attack the root cause of the problem. Why is this cell not able to open up? How do we solve it? How do we make these cells become responsive? How do we make sure that these cells are not covered up with fats anymore? So that is where we're going to get into next. So here's just a little illustration to explain how this whole thing works. Like you can look at this cycle explaining insulin resistance just to further expatiate on what I said. When you eat bad carbs, your body makes insulin. The cells will resist the insulin. When this happens, the excess sugar stores as fat. When this happens, you have insulin resistance. You always notice that you'll be feeling tired and hungry all the time. So that's just the cycle. Now, there are some signs that you are already having that will let you understand that you are already stuck in the cycle of insulin resistance. Do you notice that you experience any of these symptoms? Like, do you feel tired after eating? Do you experience blood sugar spikes, even when you think you're avoiding sugar? Like I've heard some people say, Addys, I don't take soft drinks, so I don't take Coke and Fanta. I don't take sugar when I'm eating, but yet I'm experiencing high sugar. You see, you need to understand that glucose is not gotten from only Coke and Fanta or other things or sugar itself. There are some things you eat that has a lot of sugar that, in fact, if you quantify the sugar coming from that food, it's equivalent to the sugar in a bottle of Coke. So you need to understand these things. Then another sign you can have that will let you know that you are stuck in the circle of insulin resistance is you constantly crave carbohydrates and sweets. There are some people that, they will just feeling like they want to take sweets, they want to take sugary things. When this happens, go and check your blood sugar. You see that it is high. So when you have insulin resistance, you have high blood sugar, you will always experience, craving for sweets. But trust me, the moment you start working on eliminating excess sugar from your blood, these cravings will vanish. Like, you'll be so shocked. Then another thing you need to also know that is a sign is if you struggle with stubborn belly fat. In fact, we call these visceral fats. These are the kinds of fats that is, surrounding your organs in your abdominal region. And these fats are, in fact, very dangerous because these are one of the major causes of insulin resistance. Okay. So now, sign you also need to know that you are in stock of this in this circle is when you know that you go back to maybe you go to hospital for checkup, and then the doctors will tell you to go and do tests in the lab. Your result comes out and the test is showing that your sugar is too high, and the doctor is like, but you're on the Galvus Met 51,000, you're taking one tablet, and even at that, the sugar is still not good. Okay, increase it to 2 tablets. They keep increasing your medication. That is another sign to let you know that you are stuck. So now you need to get out of being stuck. What's the solution? The solution is we need to fix insulin resistance. Like, we need to fix this ASAP. So if you're ready to fix insulin resistance, please you say yes in the comment section. Please, you people should ginger me, encourage me so that I can start spitting fire. See, everything I'm saying here tonight, I'm just hoping that my diabetes reversal patients, none of them is here spying on me, because by the time they get to see and hear the things I'm saying for free, for what they paid me millions for, they'll be angry. But please, peradventure, if any of you is there, don't be angry, because it's just me trying to do the Lord's job, God's job, God's work. All right, so I can hear yes. Thank you for gingering me. Thank you for encouraging me. Let's go to the solution. So now, instead of just focusing on blood sugar, you need to, number one, eat foods that improve insulin sensitivity. Not just avoid sugar. There's some people that will say, like I said earlier, there's some people that will say, I don't take sugary things. But yet you are eating the wrong foods. Not just eating the wrong foods, but you're even eating these wrong foods at the wrong time. Now, let me shock you. Your bubble. Do you know that there are certain foods that when you eat these foods, in fact, these foods are healthy foods, though. That's one of the foods your doctors probably even recommend for you to eat. But do you know that the way you eat these foods matter a lot? The way you eat this food can affect your blood sugar. Do you know? Do you know that the hour you eat these foods can affect your blood sugar as well? Okay, now let me give you one secret. It's a secret. Hey, you see, these fruits we call avocado. Avocado is a very healthy fruit. In fact, it is awesome. But when you eat it at night, for somebody who has diabetes, it becomes an unhealthy fruit. If you eat it at night, you can eat it in the morning, you can eat it in the afternoon. But for my patients who come into my diabetes reversal program, they know, I always tell them this, they all know we don't eat avocado at night. But there will be somebody somewhere who will say, oh, then my doctors told me, or I saw it somewhere on the internet, avocado is healthy, it contains healthy fats, it's good, this and that. But they'll be eating it at the wrong hour, and they'll be frustrated. They wake up in the morning, sugar level is high. Just like there was a woman who joined my program 2 weeks ago, and she got 150 on her glucometer. And she called me and she was like, Addys, guess what? I got 150. And in my mind, I'm like, 150? But it's still high now. She said, Addys, you don't know what has happened to me. I said, what? She said she has never gotten 150 in her life before, that she's always getting 300, 350. So for her to see 150, even though it's not even like normal yet, though, but to her, it was like a miracle. You see, and she did all that because I was able to coach her and put her through how to eat right. In fact, as a matter of fact, I even gave her a meal plan to use. Now, avocado is one. Let me quickly share another tip for you. Another thing that you also need to avoid at night are This one is a lot, it's plenty, but out of the plenty, I won't tell you all because there's no time. And moreover, this is not the class for that. But let me just share two. I've given you one. The second one is, you see all these your Nigerian foods, all this our rice, beans, gari, semovita, yam, plantain, potato. In fact, anything you know that is food that you have been eating. Do you know that the major reason why you wake up in the morning with fasting blood sugar is because you are eating those foods at night? I'm very sure you'll be shocked. You see, I'm very, very sure you'll be shocked. So one of the things we help our clients when they come into our reversal program is we always educate them on foods for daytime and foods for nighttime. We differentiate this. So we don't merge these two together. We tell them, see, this particular food, don't eat it for dinner. You can eat it for breakfast or lunch, but this one, don't eat it for dinner. And they start implementing these things and they're like, wow, you mean this thing is one mistake I've been doing since, and I did not know. Oh my goodness. And the next thing they start seeing is good numbers. And guess what? By the time you start getting good FBS, good fasting blood sugar in the morning, your random blood sugar will just be sempem. As in, your random blood sugar will just be doing skelewu. It will be dancing galala for you every time because it is happy. Your random blood sugar will be good once your FBS is good, because whatever that makes up your RBS is as a result of what your FBS was. Do you understand? In addition to all the things you ate during the day. I'm in a very good spirit tonight. I wanted to give you guys only two secrets, but this is God's job. I'm not doing this for money. I'll give you a third one. This one will shock you. Do you know that meat, in short, anything from an animal, beef, chicken, snail, liver, shaki, like turkey, goat meat, as far as that thing that you want to eat as protein is gotten from an animal, do you know that when you eat it at night, it is also one of the things that make your FBS go high in the morning? You see this information that I'm giving you for free. If you know how much people pay me for one-on-one consultation, my one-on-one consultation is 500,000. Go and ask anywhere. Nothing less. But I'm giving you this for free. There are more, but let's so that those who paid a lot of money won't feel cheated. So that those who paid me a lot of money won't feel cheated that after we paid you this money, you're giving out this information for free. So please, I'll respond to all your questions because I don't want to get distracted. We have a lot to learn tonight, okay? So now that's for food. So now I want you to understand that there are certain kinds of food. We call this particular set and category of foods, we call them diabetes reversing foods. That's because these foods possess the ability, the capability, the capacity, call it anything you want, to reverse diabetes. And trust me, your yam, beans, garri, plantain don't fall into this category. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not saying you should not eat them. As a matter of fact, on one of my slides, you're going to see where I will teach you how to even eat your rice, your beans, your plantain. I will teach you how to eat them in a way that you can eat them and maintain stable sugar. But that is for if you want to manage blood sugar. Managing blood sugar is different from reversing diabetes. So if you know you want to reverse diabetes and you even want to help yourself further lower your high numbers, this is also, beneficial for type 1 diabetic patients. In fact, as a matter of fact, I have two diabetic children whose parents brought to our platform that became diabetes free after we also use this strategy on them. I have two kids, okay? So, and these kids were actually insulin dependent, but after they used this diabetes reversing foods and the diabetes reversing herbs that we gave to them, they became diabetes free. HbA1c reversed. The doctors took them off insulin. In fact, till today, it still feels like a miracle. Two children. This is real life. Then for adults who are type 1, I won't lie to you, I have not had any of them who reversed, like who went off insulin, because it is actually an insulin dependent type of diabetes. But however, we've had a lot of them that came in with high units, dose of as high as 40 units. If you know how much they sell one vial of insulin now, you'll be happy that you can actually implement a strategy that will help you reduce that your 40 units to like 5 units, and you realize that your numbers are stable. Now, let me go ahead. Now, we have, like I said, we have diabetes reversing foods. We also have diabetes reversing herbs. Okay, these herbs are natural, they are full of nutrients, and they help to support insulin function. Now, let me let you understand this. I will say this: there is no record anywhere of your diabetic medication giving you any nutrients or helping you reverse diabetes. There's no record. But with herbs, you can achieve this. I'll go ahead and explain. I'll expatiate more on this. Then the third thing you also need to understand is if you want to reverse diabetes, you want to reverse insulin resistance, you want to lower blood sugar, you need to follow a type of lifestyle. This lifestyle is a lifestyle that is aimed at helping your cells absorb sugar properly. So know this: once you are able to fix insulin resistance, blood sugar will just naturally stabilize. And that is the way diabetes becomes reversible. So I believe if you understand my analogy, just if you understand what I'm saying, just tell me yes in the comment section. Like this explanation that I just gave now, if you understand it, just say yes. All right, let's go ahead. I've gotten one yes. So now let me quickly share some common myths with you. There are some people that don't believe that diabetes can be reversed. In fact, they feel that once you have diabetes, you'll be taking medication for the rest of your life. You see, I want to let you know, and I want to give you hope tonight, that type 2 diabetes is not a life sentence. As a matter of fact, in our diabetes reversal program, we've had hundreds of people who reversed diabetes, as in they became diabetes free. Do you understand? And I want to let you understand that if you have to confirm whether truly you reverse diabetes or not, I believe that there's, you know, this test they call HbA1c. Let me type it in the chat box. HbA1c. If you know that test, please just say yes. If you have done that test before, please just say yes, I have done it. And let me know what your last HbA1c test result was. Please, just quickly. If you have done HbA1c, I'm going to, on my slides, I'm going to show you some of the HbA1c test of my past students who reversed diabetes on our platform. Now, what the HbA1c test does is, it's a test that checks the percentage of glucose molecule that is attached to your hemoglobin. So in other words, do you know that you can check, use a glucometer now, prick your finger and take a blood sample and check your fasting blood sugar? Do you know that you can check your blood sugar and you get maybe 80, 90, less than 100? You get good numbers. But you go to hospital to go and do HbA1c test, and they are telling you in the hospital that your HbA1c test is high. It's high because that's a test that tells you if you are diabetic or not, or if you don't even have diabetes. Okay, someone is saying, I've done it before, I was told it was 9.7. Oh, don't worry, by the time I keep swiping my slides, you will see people like you that came in with high numbers, and you see their before and their after. You see, I'm just showing you all this to prove to you that this diabetes of it is reversible. Like this myth, this particular myth is strong. Some people are, in fact, their head is like coconut. It's difficult to convince them that this thing is reversible, but I'm going to prove it to you because I work with data and numbers. So diabetes is not a death sentence. You can actually reverse it. Now, what I want to now further shock you again is that you see that diabetic drug you're using. I always tell my patients and my clients that don't live your life with the aim that you want to live on this drug for the rest of your life. In fact, tell yourself, this drug, I'm using you temporarily. Sooner or later, I'm going to give up on you. And it's possible because all our patients, all our students who passed through our diabetes reversal program ended up going off without meds. Like they went off meds, HbA1c was reversed, they were signed off as non-diabetic by their doctors, and they are doing so well for themselves till date. So if they can do and do that as well. How did they do that? Simple strategies that I'm going to share here is what is the same thing I shared with them, and it was possible. So now, one thing, your medication, when you are taking good diabetic drugs, what the medication does is goes into your blood. It takes maybe little or whatever quantity of glucose that it can take from the blood. So what it does is it goes and push this excess sugar into any part of your body that it can find. So the drug can push the blood, they take the sugar from the blood and push it to your eyes or your liver or your kidney or your heart or your nerves. In fact, as a matter of the fact, the nerves are the worst hit because they are the tiniest organ in the body and they get quickly damaged by sugar. So, if you have you ever asked yourself, this drugs I'm taking for diabetes, where is the sugar actually coming from? When you take maybe metformin now, you check your sugar, it was 180 before. After taking drops to 150. Or have you ever asked yourself, where did this excess sugar go? So there is no record of anybody living on meds that reversed diabetes. So that is why I always recommend that if you are on any diabetic medication, those medications are not helping you to reverse diabetes. They are only helping you manage the diabetes. And that management is when you check your sugar, you just say, okay, it has dropped. That's all. It is not reversing anything. But the good part is that we actually have herbs. There are certain herbs that are Ayurvedic, not just your regular local herbs. These are Ayurvedic herbs that you can take. What these herbs will do is they go to your organs, like all the parts of your body where these drugs have taken, have stored up excess sugar, or where the excess sugar has found itself, maybe because it has overstayed in your body for long. These herbs will go and excavate them out of your system. You will realize that you're going to pass out excess sugar in your sweat, your feces, and your urine. So I'm going to be teaching you and showing you some of these herbs because these are actually herbs that we use here in Addys Diabetes Health Store. So now, like I was saying earlier, medications only lower blood sugar temporarily. They don't fix the root cause. Over time, you will need higher doses. That's sure. I'm very sure a lot of you here, your medications, when you started, the medication, the dose you're using now wasn't the dose you started using when you were, initially diagnosed. I'm very, very sure of this. If you're someone that goes for regular checkup, I'm very, very sure your doctors at some point, one point or the other, have had need to increase your dose. You see, and the more they increase the dose, the more problem. But that is the only thing they know that they can help you with. That is why, if you are wise, if you know how to get solution or how to go about lowering your blood sugar or even reversing this thing naturally, please go for it. So now the real solution is improving insulin sensitivity with the right foods, like I mentioned earlier, the right herbs and lifestyle changes. What do lifestyle changes? It's simple. By knowing what to eat and what not to eat at certain hours, like I talked about, not eating meat at night, not eating foods that are high in carbs at night, not eating fruits that have high fat like avocado at night, that's one of the lifestyle changes. Another lifestyle change is knowing the fact that you need to be physically active. Like diabetes, not even only diabetes, the body itself does not really like you staying in one place. The body likes, activity. When you eat, after eating, take a walk. Before you sleep, take a walk. Go on your treadmill. Do some little form of exercise. Dance if you can. Do Zumba. That is what the body wants. So this is a lifestyle that you need to implement starting from tonight. Before you sleep, please go to YouTube and search for Zumba. Let me type it in the chat. You can get the spelling right. Zumba. Zumba dance. Just go and join them. You see all those white people doing 1, 2, 3, all those dance. Join them for 10 to 15 minutes. Don't do more than that, though. After dancing, just take your shower and go and sleep. You wake up with good numbers, okay? So let's go over to the next slide. So now, another myth is you must eat 5 to 6 more meals a day to control blood sugar. I've heard some nutritionists in the past say this, but it's actually wrong because the truth is that the more you eat, the more insulin, higher levels of insulin you're going to have, because naturally the way the body is designed, if you eat anything, the brain will go and trigger the pancreas, release insulin. Oh. So if you know you already have insulin resistance, this pancreas is releasing insulin, whereas even the insulin is useless because it's not even able to push in the glucose into the cell. Then why are you eating more meals, releasing more insulin? Because when you have excess insulin in the blood and you still have excess glucose in the blood, this is what is leading the excess sugar to go and turn to fat, making more fat to cover the cells, making it more difficult for glucose to still go into the cell, making insulin resistance more tedious, more serious. And we don't want that. So please don't eat small 5 to 6 times. I'm going to teach you how you can eat moderately and normally and feel full. Okay, I'm going to teach you that. Now watch. We call this the plate method. This method is actually the right way to eat. In fact, I tell people, even if you don't have diabetes, even if this method of eating is general, both for people that have high blood pressure or diabetes or high cholesterol, or people that want to lose weight, or people that don't even have any disease, but they want to just go for prevention measures. This is the right way to eat. Now, this method is simply telling you that when you want to eat, imagine this is your plate. You will divide this plate into two. So half of your plate will be filled with starchy vegetables. If I ask you to mention some of the vegetables you eat, I know some of you will say ugu, water leaf, cabbage, cucumber. We have a lot of them. Vegetables. Make sure that half of your plate alone is filled with veggies. Then you see the remaining half, divide it into two again. Can you see this? Where quarter part of the plate will contain your carbohydrate. So let's assume it's jollof rice you want to eat. You put the jollof rice here. You can see this portion is small. Then this other part, you can have your protein, maybe your chicken, meat, egg, fish. Please, this particular plate method is only applicable for breakfast or lunch. When you come to my reversal program, or if I'm to have you on a one-on-one coaching, I will not teach you to eat with this method at night. Don't forget I said that when you want to reverse diabetes, I don't personally recommend you eating things that have carbs at night. I mentioned that. So that is another class entirely. I don't want to waste much time tonight. So if you want to eat your meal, make sure you follow this method. Very important. Now, if I ask you now, have you been eating with this method? I'm very, very sure a lot of you will say no. Very, very sure that most people are used to doing it the other way around, whereby you fill the whole plate with maybe jollof rice. They want small chocolate corner here. They will not put one small salad and maybe 2 meats. Or if you are a Yoruba person, you put 5 meat because I know that Yorubas like eating a lot of meat. So you see, that's not healthy. But using this method, this is the right way to eat if you want to maintain a stable blood sugar. Then another thing you also need to understand like this. When you want to eat, you start with your vegetables first. After you eat your vegetable finish, you will now eat this your meat. Let's assume it's chicken that you put here. You eat the chicken. Then make sure that this carbohydrate is the last thing you will eat. Now, if you eat using this method that I'm showing you, you're going to notice that you will feel full. One of the reasons why people eat and fill up their plate is because in their mind, that is the only way they can actually feel satisfied after eating. And that method is not good because once you eat so much carbohydrate, what happens? Immediately, blood sugar is going fast. And your aim has been defeated. Yes, you've eaten. Yes, you've satisfied your hunger craving. But look at what you're doing to yourself. By the time you are consuming so much carbohydrate, your liver is storing so much glucose. So when your liver is storing so much glucose, even the day you say, I've repented, though, I'm no more going to be eating anyhow, I want to be eating right. Truly, you now start eating right. You will now notice that, upon the way I'm no more eating plenty rice again. After eating, my sugar will still be high, and you'll be frustrated. In fact, nothing can frustrate somebody like when you are doing the right thing, or you think you're doing the right thing and you're not getting results. That thing can frustrate somebody. In fact, you're giving up. But you will know that it is like this because the food you are eating, even if you now reduce your portion, your food portion, the food you eat, the glucose that will come into that food will just be there. But what about the one your liver has stored, uncle? Your liver will also want to purge. It will also want to release out excess glucose. So that is why I want to advise you that the moment you start from tonight to adjust your food eating pattern, even if you notice that the sugar is still looking like it's not really maintaining optimum steez yet, don't worry, it will come down. It's the liver, okay? This is one another reason why when you skip meals, like there's people that will say, I don't eat lunch. Go and check your sugar. If when you don't eat, your sugar will be higher when you don't eat compared to when you eat. The reason is because your liver releases glucose even when nobody send them say make it release. That is also one thing that makes people have high FBS, because when you sleep in the midnight, you know you are fasting. You are not eating in your dream, you're not eating in your sleep. Around 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. in the midnight, your liver releases glucose because your body needs that glucose for it to function, for you not to go into coma when you sleep. So that's how God designed the body, okay? But when there's a metabolic disorder, the body cells are not able to take in the glucose when they come in. That's why you now have excess glucose in the blood. So I want to tell you to calm down. Some of you are thinking that because you have diabetes, there's a problem with your pancreas. Nah, you are okay. Nothing is wrong with you. Your pancreas is doing okay. What you have is insulin resistance. That's the problem you have. And once we solve the problem by attacking it from the root cause, everything will be fine. Let's go over to the next slide. So now the third myth is diabetes is just genetics. I hear a lot of people who feel like, I have diabetes because my mother and my father had it. Yes, it's true. It's possible. But there are some people who just live their life anyhow. They feel, it's not in my family, so I won't have it. But these days, we are now seeing a lot of people coming down with diabetes without a family history, without a genetic history. The reason is because now, apart from genetics, lifestyle is already predisposing people to coming down with diabetes. So the thing is, even if you have both parents self with diabetes, or even one parent, and you have the genetics, probability of coming down with diabetes, the truth is, if you learn even how to live a healthy lifestyle, you can even prevent it, despite the fact that you are carrying the genes. Okay? So what's the real solution? Let's stop treating symptoms. Let us fix insulin resistance. Let us learn the right foods, the right herbs, and the right lifestyle changes that can help you lower your blood sugar naturally. Then also, please stop relying on outdated advice that isn't working. I know you would have met thousands of coaches online, even you've gone to hospitals, you've met lots of nutritionists on a one-on-one. Many of them will be telling you outdated advice that they read on Google that doesn't really work. We've tried all those things. We've seen that this thing doesn't work. We know what works, and we've been implementing, and we've been using it on a lot of people, and it's working. And that is what I'm showing you here. Now, do you want to learn the exact step-by-step guide to reverse diabetes? Are you tired of your medication? Are you tired of experiencing constant blood sugar spikes? If this is you, please comment I am in. Then I will know that yes, truly, truly, we will show diabetes no mercy. Diabetes, if I'm you by now, start shaking. No, these people are coming for me this night. They want to kill me. Diabetes will, in fact, wherever your blood sugar is now, start speaking to it. Tell it, hey, you are in trouble. I will finish you tonight. Diabetes, show you no mercy. Now, what I want to show you here is not just something I came up with from my head. These things are practical. They are science-backed strategies. That is, these things we are backed up by science. Okay? These are strategies that will help you stabilize your blood sugar naturally and reverse diabetes. The step one is number one, eat the right types of foods. So instead of just avoiding sugar, focus on foods. Like I told you, there are specific kinds of foods that help you to improve insulin sensitivity and reduce blood sugar naturally. So we have lots of foods. You see, vegetables, don't joke with vegetables, please. Do not joke with vegetables. If you know how, you will make sure that in your pantry you don't lack them. The reason is because vegetables are fibers. Okay, fiber is a type of carbohydrates, but it doesn't, your body cannot digest it. So the way you eat it is the way it comes out in your physics. So that is why it's very good for people that want to detox. Like you can take fibers, vegetables, and you detox with it, and you'll find your system is feeling clear. You see, because fiber also works like a sponge. You know, when you want to wash maybe this cup now, you want to wash it, you chook sponge inside, you do it like this. That is how fiber is in our body. It's a flusher. It makes you feel full. It helps to reduce insulin and blood sugar spikes. It helps to reduce insulin spikes and the rest. So don't joke with it. Always make sure you are having biko, add fibers to it. Eat more of blood sugar friendly carbs. Like you have your, when I say blood sugar friendly carbs, please don't get me wrong. Oh. If you eat these things, even though they are blood sugar, like for example, now you can see I have green banana. Now, if you eat it like that, because it's food, your sugar level will gain it will spike up. Oh. So even though the food is blood sugar friendly, because make sure that whenever you are eating it, pair it with veggies. Now you need to avoid certain foods. You see bread, this thing called it's the most dangerous food for diabetic patients. Number one, because bread is made, the kind of flour that they use to make bread contains gluten. You see, it's very, very high in carbohydrates as well. So that's the reason why, even if you want to eat bread, we have, a specific kind of bread now we make for diabetic patients. We use flours like oats, flax seeds, oats. These are fonio grains and all that. These are flours that don't contain gluten. They don't contain much starch. So when you eat this bread, you are in a safer haven. So don't eat all those wheat bread, all those have out there. Please, they are not for you. Avoid refined sugars. Refined sugars like honey. Honey is it contains fructose. Fructose is a type of sugar found in fruits. Honey contains fructose. When you consume fructose, the end product is glucose. So if you are using honey in your tea, in your meals, and you think it's healthy for you, you're gonna experience blood sugar spikes when you use it. So please avoid it. Avoid vegetable oils like canola oil, soybeans, because these oils are very high in cholesterol, they are very high in saturated fats, and you know that anything that has saturated fat automatically will increase your insulin resistance. And since we are trying to reverse insulin resistance, you don't need to be consuming things that is even causing what you are trying to, reverse. You don't need it. Avoid artificial sweeteners. We have artificial sweeteners like Sweetex, Canderel. There are a whole lot. I really don't have memory of them. Aspartame. These things are not good. There are some. I think there's one called Sweetex. I know there's another one they call There are some common ones. I see them in the supermarket shelves. The reason is because they are made with artificial sweeteners, so they are not healthy. So instead of using artificial sweeteners, we actually have blood sugar friendly sweeteners that are natural, like stevia. I know you would have heard about stevia before. Stevia is very good. It's sweet, but the funny part is that it's zero carb and zero calories, so it doesn't spike blood sugar. And what you even need is just a pinch of stevia. That thing you're sweetening is already tasting very sweet. So it's good for people who know that they cannot afford, maybe they are sweet tooth, they cannot afford, eating without taking something that will give them taste. Then the step 2 is you need to fix your meal timing. Stop eating all day. If you know that you are obese, you are overweight, go on intermittent fasting. And I advise you, if you are diabetic, as a diabetic patient, you cannot do intermittent fasting the way others do intermittent fasting. In fact, let me give you one more secret. In Addys Diabetes Health Store, for my reversal patients, I always recommend that if any of them come in obese or overweight, I place them on our own kind of intermittent fast, where instead of them skipping meals, mind you, I don't recommend skipping of meals. So, but instead of them skipping meals, we give them what we call meal replacement. So that period in the morning when they're supposed to not have anything, instead of skipping meal, we give them tea. We have our anti-diabetes tea that we give to them to take. So that tea is replacing the meal. And you know that this tea already has some Ayurvedic herbs in them that is repairing the body. So it's just like you're not eating, you're giving your body time to heal while you're using something that is healing you, and you're not consuming, you're doing your intermittent fast. So this works for them. This really, really works. Okay. So let me quickly move to the next slide. So now move your body. I said this before, and I can't say this enough. You don't need to even work out too much. I see some people say they are going to the gym, they are working out for 1 hour. See, except if you want to lose weight. That's the time you can be doing all those 1 hour, 2 hours. And it's even dangerous because excess cardio is not good for the heart. Don't forget that too much of everything is not good. But the exercise that you need to do that can help you lower your blood sugar is something you can do for just 10 to 15 minutes. That's all. And the exercise that works, in fact, it's just like using hammer to hit the nail's head. The exercise that works on attacking the root cause of diabetes is the exercise you do at night before you go to bed. If I try it this night, before you go to bed, do 10 to 15 minutes. You can even put on your music on your phone. You can play music on your phone and dance for 10 to 15 minutes and watch and see the difference your blood sugar level would give you in the morning. So that's it. Then the step 4 is you need to improve your sleep and reduce stress. There are some people that don't sleep very well. Good for you, because if you want your body to heal of diabetes, sleep is very, very important. You cannot run away from it. Diabetes does not like stress. The moment you go through stress, your body releases a particular type of hormone called cortisol hormone. And the higher the cortisol levels, it will even affect your thyroids. So this is not safe for you. As much as you can, please rest. Go for spa, go for massage, go and swim. See, I always tell people, you see this thing called massage that they do in spa, it is not luxury. It's a necessity. You will notice that if you feel stressed, you just go for this massage therapy. Somebody is massaging from your head to your neck to your back, your leg, everywhere. When you stand up, oh my goodness, even go and check your blood sugar before the massage and after the massage. You will see, you will see that it dropped. Try if I later. All right, so now this step 5 is use of natural herbs. I'm gonna go quick. We have a lot of herbs, Ayurvedic herbs. You know, I mentioned that there are Ayurvedic herbs that their job is to help. They work as blood sugar flushers. They can go into your body and bring out all the excess sugar your body has stored, and you pee it out, you poop it out. Now, some of these herbs are, we have bitter melon, we have cinnamon, fenugreek, turmeric, moringa. It's a whole lot. But I need to let you understand that if you really want these herbs to be effective, you need to use them consistently. That's number 1. Secondly, you have to be careful when using them. Anyway, let me hold on. I'm going to get to herb abuse on a few slides next. So we also have other herbs like berberine. You might have heard about berberine before. Berberine is very, very good. It lowers blood sugar, like it's powerful. We have another one, Gymnema sylvester. It's a very powerful herb. It's also known as goma. Goma is very powerful. It's also known as sugar destroyer. In fact, when you take this herb, oh my God, use it for 2 weeks, come back and thank me later. We have aloe vera, but see, you have to be careful because we have so many species of aloe vera and not all of them is edible. So don't go and use aloe vera that might not be good for you. So that's it. We have Indian kino. We have amla. So many powerful Ayurvedic herbs that when you are using them, you notice that, in fact, you will feel it in your body that there's a difference in this body. There's that, it's not in this body before that I'm beginning to feel one happy feeling, one feeling of healing, of wellness that's in your body. Now, a lot of people abuse herbs a lot. You should understand that herbal remedy works gently. In other words, what that means is that it's not like your chemical drugs that when you take it now, you're expecting to work now. Herbs don't work that way because they don't contain chemicals, okay? So they work gently. When you're using it, and the reason why they work gently because they are not just working on your symptoms, they are working on the root cause of the problem you are having, okay? So even if you might have side effects, like some people say they use herbs and they notice that maybe they are urinating frequently, that's because if that herb is supposed to purge you out, or maybe you notice that you're pooing frequently, that's because it is, taking off things that your body do not need. But you cannot compare. These side effects are not bad compared to the side effect that you can get when you take your normal orthodox medicines. Okay, but you need to understand that if you abuse herbs, just like the way if you abuse your drugs that your doctors give you, let's take for example maybe a drug that they said take half, you now go and take five. The person can die immediately. It's dangerous. Same way it applies to herb. That is even the major reason why you have a lot of people in the orthodox world condemning herbal industry, because they feel like, okay, if it's orthodox medicine now, we can give you those. We can tell you use one tablet, use two tablets. But herb, some people will say you no get those. Who tell you? You get those, oh. It's only where you are buying it that they don't know the dose. Here we know the dose. And that is why when we recommend any herb to any of our clients, we give you measurements. Because if you abuse the herb, maybe you go and buy it in the wrong place, or you go and see it somewhere and you start using it because, oh, I just mentioned this herb, oh, let me go and get it and use it. And unknown to you, you now use it in the wrong way. You are abusing the herb, and it doesn't really come out with a very good outcome when you abuse it. So if you know that you're abusing herb, if you are one of those who abuse herbs, please stop. It's always good to know the right actual dose that you're supposed to use. Now, let me give you a recap. I mentioned that there are three important things that you need to do, that you need to implement to make sure that your blood sugar level is coming down. One of it is learn to eat the right foods and eat more of the right foods. Secondly, learn the right herbs. Let us help you use them the right way. Thirdly, learn lifestyle changes that can help you lower your blood sugar. Please, if you are understanding everything I'm saying, please say yes in the chat box. I need to be sure that you are flowing with me. Can I get a yes in the chat box? If you are understanding me, if you are flowing, if you're getting one or two things. Thank you, Francisca. Now, I want to quickly share a sample meal plan with you. When I talked about eating right, eating the right kinds of foods, this is just a sample. Okay, so now looking at this meal plan here. Imagine having breakfast. Here we are having chia seed pudding with unsweetened almond milk. If you know what chia seed is, can I hear yes in the comment section? I want to be sure that majority of you know what chia seed is. Chia seeds are like this, they're like little tiny seeds, they are black. That seed is very, very powerful because in omega-3, they are very, very, very high in fiber. And as a matter of fact, anything that will help you lower blood sugar, anything that will help you reverse diabetes has to do with something that has lots of fiber. So if I were you from today now, I will start consuming foods that are fiber rich. God bless you, Francisca. I know chia seeds. Good. You can make chia pudding with it and you will enjoy it. Just take like 1 tablespoon of chia seed, put it in a cup. Put your unsweetened almond milk inside. Mix it. Allow it to soak for like 30 minutes. And you can eat it after then. Some people keep it, maybe they refrigerate it overnight so that in the morning when they wake up, maybe when they are going to work, they don't even have time to start waiting for 30. They just put it in the fridge overnight. That one is awesome. In fact, when you can Google chia seed pudding to see how beautiful it looks like. Some people will now add almond nut on top. They will add cashew nuts. They will add strawberry on top to decorate it. In fact, when you see this thing, to eat it to be hungry you. So you can have that as breakfast, and because it's very high in fiber, it's very filling, like it is filling. Then for lunch, if you remember that slide I showed you about how to plate your meal, you will see where I said half of your food should be fiber, then the other half you divide it into two. You see how small that portion of carbohydrates is. Bam. That is where you have 150 gram of, if it's rice you want to eat, just measure 150 gram of rice. 150 gram of cooked rice will contain that small side. That will fill you up. You will feel full, like as if you ate a full plate of rice because you added vegetables with it. So you can have 150 gram of cooked rice with mixed green salad. You can add avocado to it. You can see that avocado is there under lunch, not in dinner. Okay, then you can go with grilled chicken, maybe some salads. Just look for an interesting way of making your meals look rich and enticing, appetizing. Then you can snack on a handful of almond nuts, and you can sip it with a cup of Addys anti-diabetes tea. Don't worry, before the end of this class, I'm going to share the link to our store. We have a web shop where we have a lot of all these products. In case you need them, you can just go there and shop online. It will be way beautiful. It's an e-commerce store where you can shop anything, any of the diabetes things. In fact, as I'm talking now, let me even copy the link and send it. But please, just write it down in your notepad. Remember I said it that you should get a notepad where you'll be copying all these things, so that after this class, you can now go and visit those links, so that you don't I don't want anything to divert your attention here now. All right, so now for dinner, because somebody was asking, okay, since you say we should not be eating rice, all those things at night, what can we eat as dinner? There's this meal. It's our signature product. It's called Addys Yellow Poundo. This meal is NAFDAC approved, and it is actually currently undergoing research in the Lagos, in Unilag. That's my alma mater, where they are trying to investigate. They want to make research. They want to know what is in this, that diabetic people will eat it and it will bring down sugar. On a normal day, when you eat anything, by right, like normal, your sugar is supposed to go up, even if it's by small. Like, it's supposed to go up. If that thing you ate is very high in carbohydrate, the sugar level will go very high after eating. But imagine eating something, and after eating that thing, maybe your sugar was 120 before you ate it. Then after eating, you check your blood sugar, it dropped down to maybe 110 or 100. That is what the Addys Yellow Poundo can do for you. It's a very powerful meal, and it has helped a lot of our clients lower their blood sugar and reverse diabetes as well. Just like I told you, now, if you want to reverse diabetes, you should be eating more of foods that are healing foods. Not, why will you leave Yellow Poundo, for example, and go and be eating semo, eating eba, those things that will be increasing your sugar? You don't need it. Then add your dinner with Addys Yellow Poundo and vegetable soup. Then before you go to bed, we have this tea. We call it the Addys Icarian Beauty. That tea is very powerful because when you drink it, it makes your sugar level drop. If it's high, that sugar that is supposed to go up in the midnight around 2, 3 a.m. to make sure that it doesn't go up so much, to bring it down. We call it the Addys Icarian Beauty. When you take it, it will make you sleep like a baby. You wake up feeling well energized. It's a very powerful tea. So this meal plan, you can quickly take a screenshot, so that maybe if you want to create your own sample meal plan, you can just get some tips, 1 or 2 tips from here, design your own meal plan. That's fine. Now, for those of you who are wondering, this Yellow Poundo she's even talking about, what does it look like? How does it look? This is it, though. You can see it. It looks like yellow eba when you make it. It does not contain any form of starch or carbohydrates. In fact, when we launched this product 7 years ago, people nicknamed it. They started calling it Insulin Poundo. They will call me and say, Addys, we want Insulin Poundo. And I will laugh. I will say, why are you calling it Insulin Poundo now? People will think that I'm putting insulin inside. And they say, no, Addys, this poundo. In fact, as a matter of fact, one woman told me that this is the only thing she eats that is maintaining her sugar. In fact, at the time she discovered this thing, that she makes sure that she eats it 2 times a day. She'll eat it in the morning or at night, or she'll eat it in the afternoon and at night, that it is bringing down her sugar very, very well. It's a very powerful meal. In fact, it is actually one of our best sellers. Every of our food packs, we always add this particular product there. It's a magic meal from heaven. In fact, I call it manna from heaven for diabetics, because if you're a diabetic person and you are struggling with high blood sugar, I challenge you to try this food. In fact, I always tell people that if you know whether a particular food is good for your sugar or not, what you're going to do is before you eat, check your sugar, write it down. Maybe you got 100, for example. Hmm? When you eat 2 hours after eating, check it again. Let's say maybe after eating 2 hours later you got 120, for example. What you're going to do is minus 120 minus 100. That gives you what? 20. As long as that figure you got is below 50, you might get, when you do the mathematics, you might get 20, you might get 30, 40, or 50. As long as the difference you get is from 50 below, then it means that that food passed. What it means is that that food is okay for you as a diabetic patient. The glycemic index is good. So in other words, if your sugar level was maybe 180 or 190 before you ate, and you now ate something that gave you 210, let's say 190, you now ate something that gave you 210, then you now eat and come and call me and say, Addys, oh hey, after eating my sugar went up. I'll just ask you, what was the sugar before you ate that food? It was 190. Okay, what did you get after eating? 210. 210 minus 190, 20. The food passed now. There's no problem with the food. The problem is your sugar level was high before you ate it. Go and work on bringing that sugar down first, so that when you start eating food that are good, it will be showing on your body. And that solves it, solve the problem. So you can experiment this as well. If you want to know, do it with any food. Do it with your rice, your yam. Do it with anything, even drinks. If you want to test your blood, your body, to know whether this food I'm eating, is it good for my body or not, just do a before and after test. Do the mathematics, and if you get anything above 50, what it means is that the food is not good, it's high. But if you get anything from 50 below, then the food passed. I believe you are learning new. Now, this is one review from one man. This man bought our yellow poundo. Look at his review. He sent this message to one of my reps, one of my customer care rep. See what he said. He sent the message, then the rep sent this message to me. I had to screenshot this. She said, good morning, ma. A customer tried our yellow poundo for the first time. He said he finds it difficult to swallow. That's because this particular client is used to eating pounded yam that's very thick. I have to be honest with you. Yellow poundo is not as thick as your pounded yam. It's not as thick, but it is moldable. But it works. It is a blood sugar reduction meal. So this man for the first time, now you can't blame him. He said it was finding it difficult to swallow. That can he add plantain flour to mix it so that at least let it be like thick for him, the way he's used to his swallow being thick. But look at the clause here. He also said it made his sugar to drastically come down to 78 this morning. You see, his sugar dropped. I don't know what his sugar was. Okay, I don't know what his sugar was, but he said it dropped to 78 this morning. That what can he do? So even as he's seeing 78, to him, he felt he was having low blood sugar. He was afraid. So what I replied to this particular customer, I had to call the man, and I told him, I said, sir, don't be afraid. 78 blood sugar is okay. The only thing is just that if you mix this yellow poundo with plantain, you have altered the glycemic index. It will not increase your sugar, but it might not give you the kind of result that, like all these low numbers that you'll be happy to see. Do you understand? So that was my explanation to this man. Then this glucometer here, 98, is another screenshot that was sent to us too by another client that ate the yellow poundo. He was this client was very happy to send us this review. Now, these are reviews of people who have implemented everything I have been saying since 8 o'clock here. These are their reviews. This is somebody who came in with 175. We were monitoring him every day in a week. He dropped from 175 to 155 to 115, then to 87. So why am I showing you this? I need you to understand that, see, this thing is possible. You only need to invest in your time and be serious. and be determined that, see, if Addys is showing us real life people that are doing this thing, I can do it. Tell yourself I can do it. Please tell yourself in your heart, I can do it. So look at here, we have other slides. This is somebody saying her FBS even dropped to 42 without medication. You see, this is another person, 96, 79. You see, as in reviews are much. If I start sharing all my reviews one by one, we'll sleep here this night, but we need to, go and sleep. So now that you know what actually works, are you ready to take action? If you're ready to take action, please let me see you say yes. I am ready to take action. Let me see you say yes in the comment section. Ah, it's not easy to talk to for too long. Oh. How long have I been speaking? I've been talking for more than 1 hour. Oh. All right, so someone said I'm mean. Let's move. Thank you, Lamore Mohammed. Mercy, thank you for the yeses. So now that you know what actually works, are you ready to take action? If I were you, I would jump in. Diabetes, you're in trouble this night. Too. So now, I know some of you are like, okay, I'm ready to take action, but can I do this on my own? I know you'll be wondering, can I do this on my own, or will I need Addys to help me further, to get this kind of result? But I want to tell you a honest truth. You can actually do this on your own. No? You might not even really need me, self. But I would advise and I would recommend that it is very good for you to have expert guidance, because if you have expert guidance, it will make your healing process, your reversal process faster, easier, and more effective. In fact, as a matter of fact, we've had a lot of people who came to this webinar, to this free masterclass. They enjoyed everything. They took some lessons. They went back home. They tried to implement on their own. They were not getting the kind of results they were seeing on my slides. They had to come back and say, Addys, please, I'm sorry I left, but I'm back. Help me. And then we brought them in and we were able to help them get all the expert guidance and support that they needed to get faster results, easier results, and more effective results. Now, what is the advantage of getting expert guidance from us? No more guesswork, okay? Because I know that a lot of you will say, I've tried different things before. I've bought this. In fact, there was a time somebody called me and said she saw an advert. They were selling one thing. They say it's for curing diabetes. She bought it for 200,000. It didn't work, blah, blah, blah. The truth is that you need to know what really works and what doesn't work. And that's what I'm going to show you. So I will show you what exactly works and what doesn't work. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you everything you need to hear. Now, one of the reasons why you also need us to help you is you are going to be getting personalized approach. So everything we're going to be showing you, teaching you, are not generic. I'm very, very sure some of the things that you heard from me tonight, you've not found it anywhere on the internet before, even on Google and YouTube. I'm very, very sure. Even other coaches, they might tell you other strategies they have, but none of them has told you Addys strategy. You see, because my strategies were my own. I invented them and I am using them for my clients. It's working for them. So you see, personalized approach is very important for you if you want us to help you. Okay, so we're not going to give you anything generic. We're going to give you real practical steps that will help your situation. Thirdly, you see this third one, we don't joke with it in our know us. They know that we don't joke with accountability, or we don't joke with it. See, I'm not somebody who will sell products to you and tell you bye-bye. I must assign a nutritionist. In Addys Diabetes, so we have plenty nutritionists here. I will assign one person to you and say, oh yeah, manage this person for me. Be her accountability partner. Be his accountability partner. There will be somebody who will be with you on a one-on-one basis, so that you will get the best from us. You will get the best result, the best solution that you deserve. Okay? So you'll be getting accountability and support, because you will not be doing this alone. We will not let you walk alone. We will guide you every step of the way. But unfortunately, it's just going to be for very few people because we just have few slots, only few slots left. So this is your chance to take control of your blood sugar the right way, not just the right way, the Addys way. So I'm introducing a solution. I call this the Addys Diabetes Reversal Mini Wellness Kit. Mini Wellness Kit. Now, what does this kit contain? This kit contains diabetes reversing foods. Remember, I made mention of it, including yellow poundo. Yes, we have yellow poundo in this pack. It contains diabetes reversing herbs and diabetes reversing teas. The Addys Brew tea that I made mention of that you're going to take at night before you sleep to reduce your blood sugar in the midnight, and the Addys anti-diabetes tea that you're also going to take during the day. This kit contains it. Not just that, I have a surprise gift that comes with this kit, but this gift is not going to be, it's going to be for the fastest fingers actually. Now, you might be wondering, how much is this kit? Well, the original price of this is actually 200,000, but I'm not going to ask you to pay 200,000. Nah, never. I won't do that to you because I'm not after your money. I just want you to get help. But you have to still buy, even if you have to buy food, you will spend money now. So definitely you have to spend money to buy this. You might be wondering what is inside this pack. Oh, we have Xylem, Goma, we have the Diabetes Detox Flush Tea, very powerful tea. Oh my God, if you use this tea, hey, you come back and, in fact, you will know why they call me the #1 blood sugar buster. No joke. In fact, it is my bragging right. Go to Google and go and search #1 diabetes food store in Africa. I'm not even saying only in Lagos or in Nigeria. And tell me what pops up in your screen. Tell me who you are saying. It is me, Addys. So when I tell you that I'm the #1 blood sugar buster, I am not kidding. So in this pack, we also have chia seeds. We have the Addys yellow poundo, and we have the Brew. All this content in the pack. But I'm not going to ask you to pay 200,000, even though that is the original price. Now, here is the surprise reveal. The price is actually 150K, and you're getting some free bonuses. You're also going to get free delivery if you are within Lagos. You're also going to get free enrollment into the Addys 30 days lower blood sugar level challenge. So we're going to give you a one-on-one. We're going to add you into a one-on-one platform where you'll be assigned an accountability partner who will monitor you every day for 30 days. But guess what? That's not all. For just 10 people, just 10, I don't need more than 10. Fastest fingers to get this special surprise gift instead of paying 150K. That is the normal price. 10 people will be paying just 104,909 naira. I did not say 105,000. I said 104,999 naira. And you see, the juicy part is that pay this amount, you are going to get the free bonus. You're still going to get free delivery within Lagos. For the first 10 people to pay 104,999, you will also get a one-on-one consultation with me. I told you that my one-on-one is 500K. Imagine paying just 104,999, and you are getting to use me for just 104,999 for a one-on-one consultation that I charge 500,000 naira for. You're going to have that consultation with me for free. As in, you're getting this consultation for free simply because you paid 104,999 naira for a diabetes reversal wellness kit. That is not all. You see that sample meal plan I showed you, that one is just prelim. I'm going to also give you a customized meal plan worth 100,000 naira for free. Just imagine, simply because you got a kit for 104,999. You are getting a customized meal plan worth 100,000 for free, plus And enrollment, usually if you come to us now and you say you want to pay, you want one-on-one consultation, our bill is 500K. If you say you want us to customize a meal plan for you, our bill is 100K. If you say you want to enroll into the 30 days lower blood sugar level challenge, the fee to join is 150K. But we are enrolling you into the 30 days lower blood sugar level challenge for 150K for free. You're not paying anything. You see? So if you know you want to be among the first 10 people to get this juicy offer, please, before you hear that we are sold out or the slot is full, you can make payments into Addys Foods Access Bank account 15631 83122. It's our corporate account. And after making payments, let me put in the chat box. You're supposed to send a link to me with your receipt. So you send your, and to this link, I've sent the link in the chat box. So you send your receipt and tell me that you've made payment, so we book your slot before it's sold out. So while you're still reminiscing about everything we've said so far, let me quickly share my slide to show you people who used this kit to reverse diabetes. Now here you can see somebody who said my HbA1c was 20% when I joined the reversal program, and then it dropped to 15% and to 8.6%. And now without meds for 3 months, but eating right from Addys diabetes store, it is 5.9%. This was a real life review. This image here is the PDF copy of her lab results. So this is just to let you know that if you use the strategies that I've shared with you and also use the content in this kit, which I will be teaching you exactly how to use it to get results, you will reverse your HbA1c. Here's another result from another client. You can see that her HbA1c here is 5.5. Now look at the reference range here. I need you to look at this reference range very, very well. For those of you who have done HbA1c test before, you can confirm that normally they will give you reference range. So you can see this reference range is saying non-diabetic is less than 5.7. Well controlled, 5.7 to 6.4. Diabetic, greater than 6.5. But look at my client's result. It's showing 5.5, which is less than 5.7, showing that she's non-diabetic. This is the power of using the Addys Diabetes Reversal Wellness Kit. This is another client whose HbA1c, she said she did it last month, it was 4.3. So I told her, yes, wow, you're doing good. So that's how I love to encourage my clients. This one said, I even referred the doctor to your page. Her doctor was wowed with her HbA1c and her fasting blood sugar. And the doctor even asked her, please, who is this person that did this magic for you? She said it's Addys. And she told the doctor that you can follow her on Instagram at Addys Diabetes Health Store. You see, so we have a lot of this is another person saying HbA1c of over 15% is now 6%. This is another person here. The reference range here is showing 4.1 to 6.5. Her HbA1c here is showing 5.8. Her FBS is showing 5.4. You can see that these figures still fell within the normal range. So here we have another person saying HbA1c is 5.9. Here the normal reference range is showing 4.0 to 6.5. One thing you need to understand is that different laboratories have their different calibration of their apparatus. So what you work with is the reference range they give to you and the HbA1c that they give to you. That's what you're going to work with. So here's another result from another client of mine. She came in with HbA1c of 8.9. It dropped after 3 months, it dropped to 4.1. So this is just another reminder to let you know that diabetes reversal is possible, and we are here to help you. So don't forget that in few hours, the price goes back to 150,000 naira, which is actually still discounted, because don't forget that the original price for this kit is actually 200,000, but we had to give like a discount for you to get it at 150. But we have a special discount for few people who can grab this offer and pay 104,999, and then they get the free bonus, they get free delivery within Lagos, they get one-on-one consultation worth 500,000 naira for free, they get a customized meal plan worth 100,000 naira for free. They also get enrollment into the Addys Diabetes 30 days lower blood sugar level challenge worth 150,000 naira for free. So, well, I love sharing reviews. Now, I know some of you will be wondering that, some of you maybe that have doubting Thomas spirit. You'll be like, okay, are there people who did this challenge, this 30 days lower blood sugar challenge? What was their result like? Now, here are reviews from people who joined last month, and you can see their glucometer readings. You can see what they've been sending to us. They've been doing so well with their blood sugar. Their fasting blood sugar has been good, and they are happy. We are happy. So I recommend that you grab this offer quickly before we are sold out on our slots. So this is for first 10 people. After payment, please to click on the link to send me your let me put the link again, to send me your receipt so that we can reserve your slots for you. Thank you very much. This is the end of my presentation. So I would like to take questions. If you have questions for me before we call it a night, please go ahead and ask your questions. Thank you. So let's take a few minutes. Let's ask questions. Okay, I can see someone say, I have not been officially diagnosed, but my blood sugar is often high. I was advised to manage it with diet, which is what I am doing. Yeah, I want to know, how have you been doing with your diet? If you listen to everything I have been saying so far, sometimes you might even think you are doing it right. You might think you're doing the diet thingy right, but you just realize that even with everything you think you're doing right, the sugar is still not stable. You're wondering what's going on. Why is the sugar not, cooperating well? So the truth is that this wellness kit will really help you a lot. If you can get it, I'll recommend that you do that. Okay, so please ask your questions. I'm actually scrolling from the beginning of the chat to take questions from people who have asked before. Okay, so please, if there are no questions, then we can call it a night. Please ask your questions before I go. Ask your questions, please. If you have questions for me, ask before I log out. Okay, so I take this as there's no question for me. Should I sign out now? Should we end this meeting? Or are you still thinking about the questions you want to ask? Or probably you don't have any question again? Let me know. Please ask your question. I'm in the mood to answer anything. All right, so okay, someone is saying, how much is your yellow poundo? Our yellow poundo is 9,500 for a pack. But if you want to get in bulk, you can get it for 9,000 naira for one if you're getting in bulk. So this is the link to our web shop. You can click on this link to go to our website to place your order for everything you need, diabetic foods, teas, products. You can go to our website and place your orders there. Okay. So, all right. So, thank you for having me. My name still remains Okoro Adaku, your number one blood sugar buster. I hope you enjoyed tonight's webinar, and I hope you've learned something new. And I just want to encourage you all, keep strong, keep having faith. Um, Diabetes is reversible. The only thing you just need to do is, oh, the only thing you just need to do is you need to put in the work, and you'll be okay at the end of the day. All right. So have a lovely day. Stay blessed. Good night.